So in the last video, I was hyping out over TemTem, the Pokemon-like MMO. I understand that this probably isn't a true MMO style game, but when they say MMO in this sense, I guess they're talking about, oh, you can walk around with a whole bunch of other people and work together and battle against each other and stuff. So it's really cool. I'm really excited about it. Let's take a look at this trailer. If you guys haven't watched the trailer, there will be a link to it from this video. You can either get to it from the card or the description, wherever I decide to put it. But I'm going to just talk about the trailer and what I've seen about it, because when this first came out, they didn't have this much footage, and now they do. I've been keeping myself away from watching gameplay videos of it because I want it to be a first experience for me, just like Pokemon was a first experience for me way back when. Alright, well, let's take a look at the trailer. Let's start. Okay, from what I saw just then, first of all, we have this beautiful world. It has this like pastel-like Monster Rancher 3 colors. It looks so gorgeous. It's a little different than Pokemon, but very similar, different kind of art style. It looks more dreamy, Animal Crossing-like, and I do enjoy that about it. So this part right here, I can see that this guy is putting out like a tag team of 2 Pokemon. I don't know if this is the regular fighting style that's going to happen if you can choose, or there's going to be certain stipulations where you can only use 2 Pokemon, or I'm calling them Pokemon. TemTem. You see, this is what branding does. But yeah, it looks as though you can put 2 at a time. Ooh, this looks like a gym, I think, maybe, because it just has a layout of a Pokemon gym, and I'm guessing that the guy standing there is going to be the trainer. I do like the outline of this. Did I call them Pokemon again? Jesus Christ. Forgive me. If I say Pokemon, you know damn well what I mean. Because let's face it, this basically is a Pokemon-inspired game. So you get what I mean if I say Pokemon and I make a mistake. But yeah, this is really cool. I do like the layout of this. I know I've played another gym like this, similar in Pokemon the game, and this kind of reminds me of it. I don't know which game it was. I don't remember which gym it was, but it was very reminiscent of that. Okay, so we have a lava world. We have different environments, just like we do in Pokemon.
Welcome to the world of TemTem, a massively multiplayer creature-collecting game filled with friends, foes, and dozens of TemTem to find.
Okay. So, there are going to be friends that you can play with. It seems, just from the footage I've seen here, it looks as though you'll be able to play with your friends. I like the element of the TemTem being able to follow you everywhere.
Epic story-driven campaign alone or with a friend.
Wow, so you can play with your friends. It's freaking awesome, dude. Like, I mean, which game was it that you could do that? Was it Destiny? There's a game that you can play, and there's several games like that, of course, I know. But I've never actually done something like that. The only time I remember doing something like that is a long time ago in one of my relationships where we were playing this RPG and we just played through the whole thing together. And that was very fun, but since then I haven't really had the experience of playing a campaign with someone. So the fact that you can do that in here is really awesome. So it looks like you can hold up to 8 TemTem in your party. Very refreshing from the 6. I also like that you have the items right there next to it as well. And yeah, it looks like you can have 2-on-2 with your TemTem. I don't know if this is going to be with all battles. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be battles where you have 1 against 1. However, what I'm curious about is, are there going to be boss TemTem? And if that's the case, can you take out your entire party and just make it like something similar to Neo Monsters, where you have all your monsters out and they just take turns, or do you only have to do 2 at a time or 1 at a time? In that case, until 1 dies, or you switch it out. What I think is also really cool is seeing everybody scurrying around as they're trying to do the campaign, seeing people other than just yourself walking through the world. You can customize your character as seen here, which is so freaking cool, dude. Oh my gosh, you can talk to your friends on here. It kind of has that feel of, I'm not going to say these games and people know not what I'm talking about because they were games on Facebook, but Outernauts. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Fawn Sphere. It was a stupid little game where you could just do stuff with people, you know, like the Animal Jam type of games. mixed in with all of this, it kind of feels like that. And it does have some elements that feel like Monster Rancher. I don't know if the battles will feel like Monster Rancher, but if we get something along the lines of Monster Rancher, it's vastly different than Pokemon, then that would be so refreshing. So can you sit with your TemTem like this? This is freaking awesome. Just have them sitting there. It seems more real.
This world is meant to be explored together with friends, whether you're completing campaign missions against the evil clan Bel Soto in co-op, or battling other players in exciting 2v2 battles.
Did you say 2v2? You mean 2 versus 2? I have a feeling it's going to be way more exciting. Just having a feeling, because they want to do stuff different than Pokemon. So let's continue.
TemTem has been designed from the ground up to be a social experience that's balanced and competitive.
Okay, so I'm guessing they're going to go into the competitive nature of this, and I'm guessing that this is going to mean you have a lot more control. I know that the turn-based strategy is indicative of RPGs. Pokemon had more of that, but there was also a sense of randomness in the gameplay. Maybe this is going to be more along the style of Monster Rancher, where things more so depend upon you a lot more than just random events and whether or not you'll end a critical strike, how many percentage of this that you have. Maybe you're going to have more control. Let's see.
Battles in TemTem are 2v2 to allow for a ton of strategic opportunities.
Okay, so she just said that battles are 2 versus 2. I don't know why she says 2v2. Versus. So I guess that's the default instead of just the 1. Now, I'm sure if you only catch one TemTem, well, then you have no choice. Maybe they'll fit you up, because they do that with the Pokemon games. They'll fit you up with other people that also have one TemTem. Or maybe not. Maybe you just have to catch another one and just deal with it. Or if you have a TemTem that's strong enough, you can just be like, okay, dude, like, good luck. But it's really cool. I like that this is the default, if that's what they're in fact saying. That makes things more interesting. That makes things different than Pokemon, if even it's just a little tiny change. And it also does give you the idea that you can strategize a lot more using both of them, both of the TemTem to work off each other. I hope it's a system like Monster Rancher where they actually fight in battle better if they have a better interaction with one another. That would be really, really cool. They tried to do that in Monster Rancher 4 for PlayStation 2, and I thought that was really cool. Every Monster Rancher is a little bit different, but I did like that element about it.
The synergy system allows TemTem to buff each other, or execute combination attacks for maximum damage.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's pretty freaking cool.
TemTem also uses a unique stamina-based battle system that encourages strategic play. Carefully managing your TemTem stamina and knowing when to hold back or go all out is vital to your success.
Okay, that little hammerhead thing is really cute, by the way. Look how cute it is! Sorry. But that is really cool, and that does kind of sound like Monster Rancher because they had a similar battle strategy. I have owned all the Monster Rancher games, with the exception of the Monster Rancher Online one, which I think only came out in Japan. And every single one of them employed this energy strategy or battle strategy. Each of the monsters were matched up based on their stats, and when you start fighting, there's certain moves that you can't make unless you have the stamina or the energy to make those moves. What I did like about Monster Rancher that was a lot better than any other creature game I've played is that they also have close range and mid-range and distance range or far range, where you can't make certain attacks unless you're within a certain range of your opponent. It doesn't look like they have all of that here, but just the idea that they're employing the stamina, it makes it a lot more interesting and a lot less repetitive and monotonous than what Pokemon does.
There are dozens of TemTem to tame with different strengths, weaknesses, and unique stats. You can breed TemTem to transfer techniques and traits.
Okay, so this is what I was waiting for, because it's one thing I love more than collecting creatures, it's making them doogie together. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing to do in all of the world. And I'm so happy that they have breeding in this. They had breeding in Pokemon too, I know that, I'm not stupid, but it was a lot more strange. I did enjoy Monster Warrior monsters a lot more with their breeding stuff. Some of you don't know what the hell I'm talking about with Monster Warrior monsters. Sorry, Dragon Warrior Monsters. What am I calling Monster Warrior Monsters? This game is one of the best games I've played. I know I'm talking about one game, I'm talking about different games, but I'm just trying to make a comparison. Where they did have the breeding aspect with Dragon Warrior Monsters, where they would have one creature and another creature, and then the traits would come from both of the parents to make someone stronger. I swear, breeding was my favorite thing to do in this game. And it seems as though TemTem is doing the same thing, similar to Dragon Warrior Monsters. Like, they're taking little tidbits from the older style, very popular monster capture games, and then putting it in this game. So, as you can see in this clip, you have two different monsters coming together. They're doing the dance. They get dirty. An egg comes out. And the baby would look like either of the parents, but have the traits of both, sort of. And from what I can see here, they're doing kind of the same thing. But it looks like these two creatures have some kind of medium where the baby is in the middle. I'm not really sure how that completely works. I see that the mother and the father both have humiliating slap, and it says 20 beside it. I don't know if that's how much energy required. Maybe that's the amount of energy required for the move. But the baby inherited that because both parents had it. I'm just guessing.
Combinations that can't be found in the wild. TemTem that are bred also have a better chance of having higher individual stats. Master the breeding system and min-max your way to the best team in the islands.
Okay, so a lot of this is going to depend on the breeding, which is going to make things really interesting. I like breeding. I'm going to be the Brock of TemTem.
TemTem is the next evolution of creature collecting games, and the team at Crema is devoted to expanding upon the experience for years to come through major updates, weekly challenges, new TemTem, and new ways to play.
Wait, there's weekly challenges too? Are you serious? Oh my god, that's so freaking awesome.
Want to know more? Sign up for future beta stress tests online and join our official TemTem Discord channel for news and feedback. Wishlist TemTem on Steam and Humble Bundle.
Okay, so you guys heard what they said. I already signed up on the Discord for that. If you want to, you can sign up for the stress test. And there you go. Guys, I'm excited. This game looks so cool. And they did show a little bit in the trailer. They're not showing a whole lot, but they've showed enough to make me so interested. This is so much better than anything else that I could think of. I mean, Monster Rancher still has some elements that they haven't mentioned here that I probably would like a little bit better. But come on, guys. This is our alternative to Pokemon. They had something similar to this with Miscrits, and then they ruined it. They ruined every Facebook game that they ever put out. And I'm like, dude, why would you do this? So at least with this, you buy it, it won't go away. At least I'm hoping it won't. That's the only caveat to games like this, because if you buy them and they're like online games that's required for you to play online, and they don't do well, or the company's just like, screw it, then we lose our game and we lose all the money that we put into the game. So it is kind of horrifying. It's nerve-wracking because you're like, I want this to work, I want to have this for a long time, and I don't want to have to find out after I put $700 in this thing that they're going to just say, you know what, we can't do this anymore. But it does look like it has promise. I think people are looking for something new. I think it will do well, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? I like what I'm seeing so far, definitely. And I will be playing the mess out of this, for sure. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.